This is the U.S. Army Air Force issued Life Raft Ration. The contents are simple. Just candy, chewing gum, vitamin tablets. It says here the food in this can will feed 5 or 6 men for 1 day, or 1 man for 5 or 6 days. It should be saved for later if fish are caught. Do not open another can until contents of this can are gone, as candy and vitamin tablets must not get wet. Packed by Continental Can Company Incorporated, Chicago, Illinois. This ration was also packed at the time by Charms in Bloomfield, New Jersey. So, it looks like there were 2 factories that produced this ration. Okay, so the Life Raft Ration, designed by the Quartermaster Corps to provide food best adapted for the use by survivors of planes forced down at sea, is stowed in life rafts or lifeboats carried by planes. A flyer stranded at sea is going to be a lot more concerned about, dying from dehydration than he is from starving to death. So the main purpose for this ration was to maintain the ability to conserve body fluids as well as supply energy. And this is accomplished in the Life Raft Ration by supplying a balance of foods which when consumed require a minimum of water. Chewing gums added as the means of keeping the mouth moist. Also included are vitamin B complex tablets. And here's something neat. This ration was packed and assembled in the life rafts. So, this thing was built in. Didn't have to worry about losing it. Alright, and it says here, it should be saved for later if fish are caught. Yeah, that's if you had like an E-17 survival kit, and in that case you would have some stuff like this. You would have your old school, look at some of the size of the hooks on that thing. And then just a little bit of line. You don't need much. It's not like it's having to go out too far. Just get some fish or shark or whatever you're willing and able to catch in range of 6 feet. It's better than nothing. Or you'd be using this fishing kit. Alright, let's check this thing out. Pop that key off the bottom. Lift that tab. No real hiss. Little instructional pamphlet right off the bat. Wow, that looks incredible. It's looking pretty good so far. Okay. How to use this Life Raft Ration. The contents of this can have been chosen for their life-sustaining value. Candy gives you food energy. Vitamins give you the necessary food elements. Chewing gum helps keep your mouth moist and fresh. 1 to 2 packages of candy and 1 vitamin tablet should be eaten by each man each day. The chewing gum should be used as needed. The food in this can will feed 5 or 6 men for 1 day or 1 man for 5 or 6 days. It should be saved for later if fish are caught. Do not open another can until contents of this can are gone, as candy and vitamin tablets must not be allowed to get wet. Nice. Check out those vitamin tabs. Get 6 of them. And they smell like some old spoiled B6. It's that same kind of chemical mixed with almost like a tang flavor. Smells like old tang, actually. Wow. Well, the copyright on these charms say 1940, so you can say that this ration's gotta be from the early to mid 40s. My guess between 1940 to 1945. Alright, let's see what we got in here. Got loose charms. Check these out. You can see the actual label, charm. Cool. They're pretty dark. Not sure if that's the original color. I believe it might be. Got 3 more. Alright, so how many packs of charms do you get? Look at this. These are the original charms What a collectible. What an incredible, perfectly preserved time capsule of a candy. These things would have liquefied most likely if just kept in normal conditions, just like newer charms. It's incredible. Holding these, it's just almost surreal. And then here are some from 1965 compared to what looks to be a slightly larger pack of charms from 1940. Okay, look, there's a whole other layer. There's quite a bit to this ration. What a score. So packed in there, it's hard to get out. You have to kind of just dump it out. Looks like you get 10 packs of charms. Alright, now let's get this all laid out. Nice. Okay, so where do we start? You get 6 packs of Wrigley's PK. Check that out. Back when gum was real, made in the USA. Cool. Pretty rare little packet of gum. For candy collectors, this thing's a treasure trove. So let's try out a charm real quick, one of these loose ones. No real harm in that. No, it's perfectly fine. It just has a nice mild cherry flavor to it. Sweet. Hard candy. Tastes more natural than candy made nowadays. I can't imagine how much of a welcome addition this ration would be to guys that are starving and dehydrating out on a life draft. I mean, these things so far aren't thirst-provoking, I'll say that. Check out these charms. Look at that. It's just like a nice wax or parchment paper. I don't want to tear this, and it's almost a shame, it's more than a shame actually, opening this any further than I have, but we gotta see if this is any different than those loose ones. They look to be the exact same. I'm gonna leave that intact. Looking good. Yeah, considering the value of each one of those packs of charms, I'm gonna make sure each one of them end up in the right and respected collection. But I will have another one of these loose ones. These are delicious. They're fantastic, but now we gotta try out some Wrigley's PK. Beautiful. They look perfectly fresh, like they were made yesterday. Let's take a bite into one. Kind of hard, but oh wow, what a beautifully refreshing natural peppermint oil flavor. Lightly sweet. That's the best gum I've ever had. Oh wow. Well, that gum was absolutely delicious and refreshing, and that and charms are pretty much all you can really do with showing this ration, considering that these are the exact same as the ones in the pack, so I'm not going to destroy a packet to show the same exact thing. So those are going to stay intact. They all have a home already that they're going to, and also along with things like the vitamins, which we're keeping intact, because there's no point in ripping one of these open. Trust me, it's just a brown tablet that smells like expired B6 or like old Tang. Anyway, this is a World War II U.S. Army Air Force Life Draft Ration. Data production between 1940 and 1945. What a perfectly preserved time capsule. This is Steve 1989 off MREinfo.com. Thanks so much for watching. I'll come back at you with something new. Or old. Alright, cool. See ya.